5 things are selling this autumn that most Etsy sellers are going to miss. And I want to give you all 5 of them because the window on this is closing. For this to work in Q4, your listings need to be up by the end of September. That's just 6 weeks. So let's get started. Trend 1, the colors are moving. Orange is still there, but it's just not the whole palette anymore. The one to know is called Plum Noir, deep purple with burgundy and brown in it. Not black, not aubergine. It's showing up in dark florals, jewelry, stationery, velvet, winter weddings, and the elegant end of Halloween. Alongside it are persimmon and paprika, which are warmer and brighter than the standard pumpkin orange. And a real shift towards warm neutrals. Think cinnamon, caramel, honey, dark wood. A real shift from the cold white and grays that we've had for the last 3 years. Now here's why I'm putting this first. Color is the cheapest trend to test. You do not need a new product line, and you do not need 6 weeks. You add a seasonal shade to one of your products that's already selling. You change your ribbon or your packaging, and you reshoot your photos on a warmer, darker background. That's just an afternoon of work on a listing that's already proven. Trend 2 is autumn florals have gone gothic. The soft cottagecore look has gone into something darker. Plum roses on black, faded blooms in burgundy and espresso, moths, moons, vines, and vintage details. This works on stationery, jewelry, bookmarks, phone cases, candles, wall art, hair accessories, and it catches a customer that almost no one is really serving. The person who wants Halloween to be elegant instead of cartoon pumpkins and grinning ghosts. That's a much bigger group than sellers assume, and the competition on it is pretty thin. But I'll come back to this at the end because I think it's the most interesting thing happening on Etsy right now, and it doesn't really have anything to do with autumn at all. Quick thing before we go on to the other 3. These came out of a trend report that I wrote last week, and I want to tell you why I wrote it. Etsy publishes a seller trend report twice a year, and it's really good. But the autumn one comes out in mid to late October, and by then, it's too late. By the time Etsy tells you what's selling in Christmas, it's too late because new listings need weeks to settle in. Anything you publish in late October is still trying to find its feet while the traffic is already arriving. So somebody needs to do the work in August. That is this report. And that report lives live in my community that I've just opened. It's called the $1 Million Method. Everything I teach on this channel is free, and it's going to stay free. But a video can't see your shop. I can't tell you if your problem is your listing photos or your price, or whether the thing that you've been fixing for 6 weeks was never the problem at all. So that's what this is for. Inside my new community, there'll be a live Q&A every Wednesday night. Bring your shop, bring whatever you're stuck on, bring me all your questions. But if you can't make it that night, it's recorded so you can watch it after the fact. I'll be doing live shop edits where I take a member's listings and go through them properly in front of everyone so you can see things in other shops that you weren't able to see in your own. There's a trend report every month, just like the one we're talking about now, and I'm including my full course. The methods start to finish in the order that I would build in, with video lessons and worksheets. And there's training on building beyond Etsy, your own email list, your own website, your own traffic. Right now, it's just $37 a month, and you can cancel at any time with just 2 clicks. No emails, no conversation with me. But that $37 a month is my founding rate, and it's locked in for life for the first 50 members. But after 50 members, it's going to go up to $57 a month. And anybody who's already in keeps the original price for as long as they stay. The link's below and in the pinned comments for you. Right. Trend 3. Plaid is back, and it's not just tartan. Gingham, houndstooth, small checks. It's landing as a mix of school nostalgia, countryside charm, and a sharper, preppy look. For a small shop, this is one of the most flexible things on the list because you can put a check pattern on almost anything. Lanyards, hair bows, cosmetic bags, bookmarks, dog bandanas, tote bags, notebooks, nursery decor, even a small checked detail updates your item for autumn. One thing to know, it splits by market. US buyers are leaning more to varsity, campus, and back to school. European buyers are leaning heritage, tartan, equestrian, and countryside. Same trend, different execution. And just a caution to everyone, because I've seen too many shops get hurt by this, stay away from university logos, school crests, and patterns that sit close to a well-known brand. Make your own color combinations. If you're not sure whether something is owned, look it up on the USPTO database first. It'll only take you 2 minutes and it's well worth the effort. Trend 4, animal print is back, but it's not quite what you're thinking of. Think snowy leopard, gray, white, and black instead of orange and brown. Oversized zebra is coming through on scarves and statement pieces. If you do print on demand, this is your easiest entry point of all 5, but try to show a little bit of restraint here. Use it as a detail, a patterned name, a border, a small graphic on a t-shirt or a mug. Trend 5 is cozy homes with actual personality. Home decor has spent the last few years being matched and minimal and beige, but that's changing. Darker woods, layer fabrics, handmade touches, and rounded organic shapes. Handmade ceramics and quilted textiles. And the behavior underneath it has a name now. Cozy maxing, making everyday life at home feel calmer as the weather turns. Reading with a cup of tea, journaling before bed, or a nice long bath, which means journals, mugs, sleep masks, bath trays, reading pillows, small self-care sets, warm lighting, candles, lanterns, lamps. And it runs right into autumn entertaining, where we're seeing dark woods, amber glassware, textured linens, handmade serving pieces. If you sell anything that could go on that table, this is your season. 2 things that apply to all 5. 1, texture is doing the selling this year. Velvet, suede, wool, quilting, fringe, tassels, visible stitching. You don't need to put trim on everything. Small tactical details are what carry the season. Velvet ribbon on an invitation, braided cord on a keychain, and this matters just as much in your photos as it does on your product. Get close. Show the grain in your suede. Show the detail in the stitching. That close-up is what convinces customers that yours is worth more than the cheaper version sitting above you. And one word that quietly costs sellers sales, fall is an American term. Canadians use both. Autumn is what the UK and Ireland type. The food references split too. Pumpkin spice, maple, caramel apple are North American. Pear, fig, cinnamon, and chestnut and mulled drinks are in Europe. If you sell internationally, check both phrases in your keyword tool before you commit to your title. It could be a free doubling of your reach on a product you've already made. Now, I promised you I'd come back to gothic florals, and this is the part that I find really interesting. That look isn't new. It showed up last year in Etsy's report for Christmas aesthetic. Black lace, celestial motifs, moody candlelight. Then instead of disappearing in January, it came back in the spring as a wedding trend. And now it's back again as the #1 autumn floral. 3 appearances in 12 months, 3 different occasions. When something does that, it's not usually a trend at all. It's a customer. And she's been underserved for years because most shops treat her as a Halloween thing and pack her away in November. That's the kind of thing I'd build a real product line around, not just a seasonal listing or 2. Anyway, go get your listings up before the end of September, and I'll see you in the next one.